What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight! Alright, looks like we're going back to Beyonce. Beyonce Fans FEELIN YOU! Come on now! Here we go. This is a request from Taya Fedare and Niam Byron. I hope I'm pronouncing these names right. Niam Byron. Okay, cool. They both wanted to see me react to this song from Beyonce called I'd Rather Go Blind. Now, from what I understand, this song appeared on a movie called Cadillac Records, I think. I'm not 100% sure about that. I guess we're going to find out. I have a timestamp here of 1:11, so make sure. I'll put it at 1:10 just to be on the safe side. Yeah, it looks like it's a movie. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. Alright, so this was posted by Martin Novak, and the song has the video has 105 million views. It'll get you there. Now, as far as the song goes, to the best of my knowledge, I've never heard this before. I mean, it's very possible I might have. So as always, if I start listening and I go, oh, I recognize this, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Cadillac Records, I'd Rather Go Blind. I'm assuming it's Beyonce. Yeah, I have it starting at 1:10. I know they said 1:11, but I'm going to go with 1:10 just to be on the safe side. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Something told me it was over when I saw you and her talking. Something deep down in my soul said, cry, girl. When I saw you and that girl walking around, ooh, I would rather go blind, boy, than to see you walk away from me, child. Now, ooh, so you see, I love you so much that I don't want to watch you leave me, baby. Most of all, I just don't want to be free now. Ooh.
Okay, pause. Okay. Obviously this is a movie, so I mean, as far as like voice and, you know, mic placement and stuff like that, that's all out the window because Hollywood is Hollywood, right? All right, so I'm going to just focus completely more on the music than I am on what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is completely irrelevant, to be honest with you. I'm going to focus completely on what I'm hearing. And what I'm hearing is some great instrumentation. I'm hearing a nice, solid, laid back in the pocket groove. Very reminiscent of doo-wop. You know, very reminiscent of that, you know, old, you know, like Motown type of feel to it almost. Actually, not even almost. It does sound like early Motown. Like, let's be honest here. It sounds great. Her voice, she's done some great inflections. She's doing some great things with her voice, getting some great grit, while at the same time getting those clean upper register notes, which is fantastic. Well supported, not breathy at all. Just very clean sounding. But like I said, moments where there's got that grit. I like that. I absolutely love that. It's fantastic. Let's keep going, shall we?
Ooh, I was just sitting here thinking of your kiss and your warm embrace, yeah. When a reflection in a glass that I held to my lips now, baby, revealed these tears that are on my face. Ooh, and baby, I'd rather be blind, boy.
Nice.
Than to see you walk away from me. And baby, I'd rather be blind, boy, than to see you walk away from me. Hey.
Nice. Yeah, that last part, her last run right there, that was like the apex of the song, I have a feeling. That was the high point. Lots of emotion being conveyed through there. Lots of great feels too. The song as a whole is not a complex song. It's a very easy song, which opens up a lot of avenues. It opens up a lot of avenues as far as being able to go off on these little tangents. But the thing is, nothing wrong with going off on tangents as long as you're able to loop it back and bring it back to where it started. And she's doing that every time. Going up into those minor thirds and up into those fourths, but she always resolves back to the root every single time. She never leaves it hanging, which is fantastic. And then she's not just always going up. Sometimes she's going down under the root, going down to like the fifth underneath and the fourth underneath, and then coming back up to the root. So she's going everywhere with the vocals, but everything she's doing is being done in a very tasteful way, like in a way that. And I know this is going to sound weird because people are going to be like, tangents, that doesn't make sense. And actually, you're right. Tangents shouldn't make sense. But the way she's doing it, it's making perfect sense. Because she's always resolving. Every single time, resolving back to the root. Or she's resolving to a note within the root, like a note within the chord of the root. So she'll resolve back to the fifth sometimes, or to the major third sometimes. But she'll never just leave the tangent hanging out there on like the 6 or the 7 or the 2. It's always within this chordal structure of the root. So fantastic job. Let's finish this off, shall we? Before I go, people are probably wondering, why was I laughing? Because the guy leaving the recording studio, if they were actually recording, that would never happen. Ever. You never open a door or close a door in a recording studio when they're recording. Are you kidding? So this is so Hollywood. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm not supposed to be, I don't care what's going on. What's going on the screen does not matter. Okay, I'm not going to, trust me, what's going on the screen is not going to go into my equation here as far as a score goes. I just found that was funny. It's so Hollywood. It's ridiculous. It's so unrealistic. Let's keep going here.
And baby, I'd rather be blind, boy, hey, and to see you walk away from me, yeah. Ooh, and baby, I'd rather be blind, boy, hey, and baby.
Chess Records had a hold on Lynn. Just wouldn't let him leave. He had a heart attack before he could turn the corner.
Nice. Good performance. Really good performance. I mean, I know it wasn't a live performance, but you know, it was a great song. Well performed. Well recorded. Well engineered. Everything about it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was good stuff. Well, there you go, folks. That was Beyonce with I'd Rather Go Blind from the movie Cadillac Records. This was a request from Taya Fedare and Niam Bayern. Cool. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this an 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel great with that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
This was a great song, a great performance of a great song. Now, I say the word performance not in a live context, but even when you're in a recording studio, you're still performing. You're performing the music. So, is it a performance? Yes, it's just not a live performance. It's a studio performance. Still a performance nonetheless. And this was a great performance. Everything was well blended, well balanced. The songwriting, simple, pretty simple. Had that laid-back Motown feel to it, which was really nice. You know, that it had really great pocket from the rhythm section. The horns were nice, not overbearing, just nice dynamics within the horns. When they needed to come up, they came up, and when they needed to come, they came down. Never going above the lead vocals, never going above the spotlight. The backing vocals, I personally feel like the backing vocals could have been brought up in the mix just a tiny bit, just a little bit, just a smudge. I'm talking maybe a decibel, 1 dB, maybe. Even, I'm not even sure if they would go up that much. But I feel like they were kind of buried a little bit. I could hear them, yes. I would have liked to have had them come up in the mix a little bit more. If I was the engineer, I would have brought them up just a tad. That's just me. Still, great job there. Drumming, super laid back. Drum and bass and guitar, super laid back. Organ, same thing, super laid back. Everybody laid back. Now, I'm not saying that in a volume wise. What I mean is everybody was back on the beat. So they weren't on top. They weren't on top, you know, like that. They weren't rushing. They were sitting back. But here's the cool thing, and this took me a while to learn. When I was learning how to play bass, I'm jazz trained, so I learned how to play jazz to play bass. So that's how I learned to play bass, was by playing jazz music. It took me a while. It took me actually almost a year to really understand and feel what it means to sit back on the beat without dragging. That's the trick. Sitting back on the beat while still keeping in tempo. And that's not easy to do. That's not something you could just sit down and pick up on from day one. That is something you have to work at. So the rhythm section, great job. Way to sit back in the pocket and not drag. Now, let's talk about Beyonce's performance. Fantastic projection, great power. Lots of inflections, lots of variations within her voice tone. Anywhere from sweet, clean, crystal clear to raspy, gritty, and very soulful. I mean, she showed a wide range when it came to her voice inflections. Great job. As always with her, and especially since this is a studio recording, I'm not surprised. In pitch, on key, all that stuff was happening, yes. And with a studio recording, I expect nothing less, than that. If I hear a studio recording and I'm hearing people singing flat and stuff like that, that's a problem with me. That's just sloppy engineering, and that's just sloppiness on the performer's part. So to say Beyonce was singing in pitch and singing in key in a studio setting, that's very rhetorical. I mean, of course it's going to happen. What I'd like to focus on instead were the inflections, and the inflections were fantastic. What I loved most about her inflections is she never oversold it. Like, especially with the raspiness. Singing clean for her, that's no stretch. Singing with rasp, it's very easy to oversell it. It's very easy to overdo it. It's very easy to put too much bite, too much grit on a rasp sound. She never got that. I mean, she came close, don't get me wrong. She would bring it right to the edge, but she never crossed the line. It always got up there, and the thing is, the louder she would get, the more volume she would put out, and the more she would support, the harder the rasp would get. And she did that on purpose because the volume was coming up. So you need a little more rasp. As you get a little louder, a little more rasp. It's needed. But she never went over the top with it. Great discipline. So fantastic job. So that's why it's getting the 8.4. I mean, I would love to have seen her do this live. If she had done this live, I'll be honest with you, if I had heard this type of quality, this type of a performance from a live performance, a live setting of her doing this, I would probably be slightly more impressed. I probably would have given this like an 8.6 or an 8.7. But I have to take into account that this is a studio recording, which means there's engineering, there's editing, and there's all this other stuff that goes with a studio recording. So I gotta keep that in mind. Then that's why I'm giving this the 8.4. Still a great score. I am not knocking this in any way, shape, or form. An 8.4 is a great score. Look down. If you're not sure, look down at my scoring chart. 8.0 is the bottom line of great. Great. Not pretty good, not okay, not even really good. Great. So this is 0.4 higher. It was a great performance of a great song. So, 8.4, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you did enjoy the show and you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to join the fan base by clicking on that button down there. Yeah, you know the button I'm talking about. Click on that button, join the fan base, and become one of us. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't feel like clicking on that button, that's okay. I still respect you. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It will do me a world of good, and it will do you absolutely no harm whatsoever. Finally, if you guys do join the fan base, you will find a bell down there that you can click on. By clicking on that bell, it'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this channel, including when new content gets dropped. So, if you want to stay in the know, click on the bell, and you'll stay in the know. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.